I wonder what this video's about.
Pokemon Direct came out, and I swear, throughout the whole thing, I was just like, wondering what the crap was going on, and how I was feeling about it. Let's talk about it today, because apparently it's the time for a 20-year-old university student to complain about a game series for 10-year-olds. First off on the roster, new Pokemon Snap. I am honestly really excited for this. I'm loving how the graphics look. I love all the new items that are in the game and all the new things that you're gonna do. I'm a little worried about the picture sharing thing because Nintendo doesn't have a great track record with shareable content lasting for a long time. Miiverse smash. Anyways, I'm actually really excited for it. Pokemon Snap. This is the Japanese copy. Leave me alone. One of my favorite N64 games, so I'm really hyped to see and play new Pokemon Snap, especially because it looks gorgeous. Look, come here. Look at how cute Vaporeon is. Oh god. Never mind, you're gonna have to see from over here. Oh, there's Tyranitar too. Yeah, as you can see, I'm a pretty big fan of Vaporeon. There's another plushie over there. Whatever. I'm really hyped for new Pokemon Snap. All the stuff about Pokemon Cafe Mix and Masters EX and Sword and Shield, the Gigantamax stuff, I don't care. I'm not playing Pokemon Sword anymore. I stopped playing it literally after I beat it the first time. I maybe put 22 hours into it. Whatever, we're just gonna move on from that because the Sword and Shield boat has sailed. It's gone. Goodbye. See you later. Sayonara. Have a good trip. We're gonna move on to Sinnoh. I don't know what to say. Let's get on to the good first, about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I guess you could call them remasters of the original DS games. First thing I gotta say about good is I do like the art style. The art style looks pretty cute, I gotta admit. I was really into Link's Awakening's art style, so when I saw what Ilka's doing over here, I don't know if it's their art team or if it's Game Freak's art team. Whoever's art team is doing this, I like it. But did you look at how good Link's Awakening looked and how Link had a shadow following him and all the other characters had shadows following them? Why, in this game, do they have circle shadows? I know, that's what the DS looked like, but we live in 2021 now. We can shadows. The Switch can do shadows. Oh, like I like it, but I feel like there's more that we could have. There could be more. It's like we're at a B. We're at a B right now. We could be A. We could be getting 90%, 100%. Where's the other 20% or 25%? We got 75 and 100. Still good. Can we go further? I don't know. And I'm going to talk about this with the next game. When we saw Sword and Shield come out around this time, a few months before release, the graphics didn't change at all. I have a funny feeling this is what we're going to be playing. Or y'all are going to be playing if you're picking it up. I'll get on to that. So I'm a little like, it's good, but like, it's not 2 thumbs up good. It's not, whatever. I'm a sucker for Sinnoh. I love Sinnoh. I got one question though. Why didn't you do this one? This one. Why not this one? Why Diamond and Pearl? This is the better version. Why didn't we go with Platinum? Why not? I don't know. What adjective could I use for Platinum? Lustrous. No, that's more Pearl. Why didn't we just make Platinum? Money? Money? Really? Probably. I don't know. Because they can release 2 versions of a game instead of 1. And I'm also worried about if anything's gonna change. They call it a nostalgic romp through the Sinnoh region. If all I'm playing is the DS games with a slightly different art style, again, why don't I just play the DS games? I understand, and we'll get on to this. Look at the prices for the DS version. 75 Canadian. Oh, maybe I should put this in US dollars. And maybe I should zoom in. Hold on a second. For Pokemon Diamond, it's looking like almost $60 to get everything included. For Pokemon Pearl, $67. And don't even get me started on how much platinum costs to get everything included. Oh my gosh. So, from a perspective of how much it costs to play the originals, especially if you don't have a DS anymore, it makes sense because these will probably be releasing at somewhere around $69.99, $60 US, $79.99 if you live where I do in the cold place of Canada. But the problem is, if all I'm paying, and after tax, the province I live in Ontario, after tax, it would cost me about 92-ish bucks. I don't know, that's about what I paid for Sword and Shield day one. If all we're getting is a DS remake, I guess it's okay from the perspective of putting these games back in the market where they're more accessible. People don't have to go out and get a Nintendo DS because those are rising in price too, because they're nostalgic for people my age. Or a lot of people already have a Switch, so it's easy. It's like, I'm just going to get Diamond and Pearl on the Switch. Fine, I understand that. But if there's nothing else that they're trying to sell to people who have already played these games and played them to death, what's the point? Why would I go out and buy it? What? I know, we're probably going to hear more. But the thing is, this is coming out this year, 2021. If all you're selling me is a nostalgic trip, all I'll do is go turn on one of my DS's or my 3DS and play Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. Probably going to play Platinum, honestly, because it's way better nowadays. And the only reason I can say that is because I'm a collector and I have DS's and I have almost all of the DS Pokemon games now. I can say, actually I do. Oh God, what is wrong with me? That's the only reason I can say that. And I understand that there's people who don't have every copy of the... Oh, I forgot to put Platinum back. There's people who don't have every copy of the Gen 4 games, or don't even have a DS anymore. Don't even have a 3DS anymore. Maybe there's plenty of people who traded in their 3DSs for Switches because they didn't want to play 3DS games anymore. That's perfectly okay. And people who are going to buy these games because they don't have a DS anymore, that's perfectly okay. The big thing for everybody, not just the people who don't have their DSs anymore, is bringing us an experience that's a little bit more than the original games. What else are you going to add to the games? Are we going to get the Arceus event back? Is the Shaman event, Darkrai event, Cresselia event, are they going to be back in the game proper, without mystery gift, without any crap? Is there a post-game quest that we're going to see for them? Are they going to add on to the post-game story? Is the Battle Frontier going to be back in the original form that it was? Maybe they can't share that information yet, but if the game's coming out in late 2021 like they say, and this is the first time we heard about it, you gotta sell it more other than just, ooh, Diamond and Pearl. Because I'm just underwhelmed. I'm like, it's Diamond and Pearl, so what? It looks cute, but it doesn't look great. You're selling us back the same game that we paid for 14 years ago. I don't know what to say, other than I'm really conflicted on it, because I want to like it. I love Sinnoh. My boy Turtwig agrees with me. He loves Sinnoh too. And now we move on to the other title that they announced today. The other Sinnoh game. Pokemon Legends Arceus. An open-world Pokemon game. Action RPG, as they said in the Direct. Set in the old, I don't know how old Sinnoh region. Why wasn't this Sword and Shield? Why wasn't this game design? And going around in the world, throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon and then fighting them right in the way. Why wasn't that Sword and Shield? Why didn't we get that in 2019? Like, people have been talking about it. The community's been talking plenty about it, especially since Breath of the Wild released. And the other thing that's funny is that's not an action RPG, at least from what we can see. Turn-based battles in the wild area of Sinnoh is not action RPG. Monster Hunter is action RPG. Lufia Curse of the Spaghetti Sauce is action RPG. Walking around the wild area and catching Pokemon, but then fighting them in turn-based battles is not action RPG. It's a turn-based RPG with action elements. At least in my opinion. Maybe that's really pedantic of me, but when I hear action RPG and I think Pokemon, I think Pokken Tournament mixed with what they did show us about throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon and catching them. You want to fight, Game Freak? I got my fist. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I'll fight you about the definition of action RPG. Come at me. Let's talk about the good, though. From a story and lore perspective, I'm really interested where this goes. From the looks of it, it looks like we're going to be placed maybe in like Solaceon Town, because Solaceon Town is the straightest town, and it looks a lot like what we saw in the trailer. And I'm really excited to see how Arceus plays into the lore of the Sinnoh region as a whole. I think there's a lot of potential there, and I think there's a lot of potential for this game. The other thing is, it doesn't look good. It honestly doesn't. I know, we're seeing pretty compressed stream footage. Once we get some real gameplay footage, we'll get a truer representation of what the game's probably going to look like when it gets into our hands and into our Switches. But it doesn't look good. And I know the stream was buffering, but I'm going back now, and while I was watching it, it's not running at a high frame rate. There's aliasing to the T. I know there's aliasing in Breath of the Wild, and there's points where it looks a little jaggy, but it's way worse. And again, just like Sword and Shield, it looks really dull color-wise. The areas aren't vibrant. Maybe I'm really biased. I probably am, actually, because I was so disappointed with Sword and Shield. And I'm a person who does like a fair bit of X and Y, so come at me. And even though I am excited about Legends Arceus, I don't know what to say. I'm literally speechless, but not in a good way. I'm worried. I'm worried that from the visuals that we've seen and the confusion about what an action RPG actually is, and honestly just where Pokemon has been as a whole, as a game, for the last few years, I'm a little worried. I can say for certain right now that because of my situation, I'm not going to be picking up the Switch remasters of Diamond and Pearl. I just don't have a reason to. I have the games already. I can play Platinum. Legends Arceus, I think I might pick up. I don't know. It's pretty much a coin toss. I can complain about the frame rate and the visual quality. I'm excited about the score. Let's start music-wise. The music that we did here. I'm excited where that's gonna go. One more thing before we close up. Is Junichi Masuda directing both of these games? Because if he is, that's a lot, honestly, to handle. A completely new Pokemon IP and a remaster that's the community is going to expect to be 100% faithful because of the track record of games that have come out in the last few years. It's a lot. There's a lot of expectation there. And if Masuda's doing both of them, I wish the man the best, honestly. I don't have any hate for Masuda. I don't have any hate for the people who work there. I don't. I'm just talking about the games from a game's perspective, of playing the game. And taking their claims at, I guess, face value. I don't want to see Masuda get burnt out because of these projects. And because of how much he has to manage. Nor do I want to see the Pokemon Company treat the games as a side gig, when it was the games and the anime that brought Pokemon to be the monolith that it is. I think it's time to stop. I think it's time to stop for today. So, Godspeed, Ilka. Do your best. And, God damn it, Game Freak. Make it a good one. This has been me making a video when I have lots of schoolwork to do because I care too much about Pokemon. That's about it. I'm gonna go crawl into my homework hole now and cry a little bit and be a little worried and pray that these games don't get roasted immediately when they come out. Even though I may be the one roasting them at the same time. Spaghetti-o. Dang, this pop is good.